Reject Nation, I'm Greg Alba.
I'm John Humphrey.
The Mandalorian is finally here. By the way, I just want to say Disney Plus in general is awesome. I'm a Disney shill, apparently. No, it's great. We're just spending like an hour breezing through it, and the remastered quality stuff. Anyhow, we're gonna only have reaction highlights for this. This video is gonna be edited by our buddy Eric over at Nerd Chronic. He's done work for people like Movie Trivia Schmodown, Emon Snow, Akasan. He's edited several of our videos for the shows that we cover that go up on YouTube. Full-length TV show reactions, stream-alongs where you sync up with the time code and such will be available at our Patreon page. Over at our Patreon, we do weekly Q&As and TV show reaction stream-alongs for many shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Stranger Things Season 3, Gotham, Cobra Kai Season 2, Haunting of Hill House Season 1, and there are several shows where we actually do have reaction highlights included as the option as well, like you'll see for this Mandalorian video. And those shows are Supernatural, Death Note, Code Geass, Hunter x Hunter, My Hero Academia, movie included, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Attack on Titan, and One Punch Man. He does music video reactions weekly, so go to our Patreon page if you want to watch the full-length stream along. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm just too excited. Let's watch this show. Nerd Crew, gotta give it up. Lucasfilm.
Lucas.
Yakta Gratu, Ubahasa, Biokala.
Are we gonna murder them?
Such cool music.
Here it is.
Look, there must be some mistake. I can get you more credits.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Dude, I love this like neo-noir music.
Here you are.
Kidding me, right?
Get out.
I'd stay off the ice if I were you.
You think there's really something to worry about?
Ooh. Whoa.
Damn.
Where you going? You gotta do something. You gotta get out of here.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
As long as you got that gun.
I think I have to use the vac tube. I mean, I could do it here, but if you've never seen a fledgling Mithril evacuate your thorax, you're a lucky guy, trust me.
Are we gonna watch him go to the bathroom?
Yeah, we're the unlucky
On
ones.
it. Thanks. It might take a while. I'm molting.
So that's what a Star Wars toilet looks like. Oosh.
But I guess that's not gonna happen this year.
Probably not.
Oh, that's mean.
Carbonite.
Those look like those gold Pokemon collectibles that they used to have at Burger King.
Yeah. Still have mine somewhere.
So what happens when you get frozen in carbonite?
They should give those out at
They
Burger
sell
King.
you at Burger King. Yeah.
Oh, that was fast.
Yes.
Did you catch them all?
Pokemon Master.
I can do calamari flan, but I can only pay half.
Fine.
Ew.
I know.
So gooey.
What's your highest bounty?
Not much. 5,000.
That won't even cover fuel these days.
Inflation.
Those gas prices, man.
There is one job. Deep pocket.
Underworld?
All I know is no chain code. Do you want the chit or not?
I'm just gonna say Easter eggs and assume everyone else will cover.
Yep. It's every scene. Easter eggs.
Those are called stormtroopers, John.
Is that an Easter egg?
Yeah.
From Star Wars?
No! Drop your weapons. We have you 4-1.
I like those odds.
Yeah, he's like a frightened cat. Yeah. Oh, I love this. It's gritty underworld.
This was gathered in the Great Purge. It is good it is back with the tribe.
Yes.
Neat. Forged in flames. Or
As most
Star
things are
Wars oil.
forged.
Would have loved if they cut back to him as a kid and he was still wearing the mask.
Just a tinier version of it. Oh, hell yeah. That one shoulder is going to be so protected.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, bad.
Damn, how is his arm not chomped off?
I know.
Is that Nick Nolte?
I will help you.
All right.
I have spoken.
I think he's voicing this character who's designed to look like him.
What's your cut?
Half.
Half the bounty to guide?
Half of the blurg you helped capture.
The blurg? You can keep them both.
No, you will need one. To ride.
He's gonna ride a blurg.
It's impossible to pass without a blurg mount.
I don't have time for this. Do you have a land speeder or speeder bike that I could hire?
You are a Mandalorian. Your ancestors rode the great mythosaur. Surely you can ride this young foal.
You really should have rewatched that holiday special.
All right.
He really is a Mandalorian. It's like a Rocky song.
Yeah, that's it.
That is where you'll find your quarry.
It does look like Nick Nolte.
No.
I have spoken.
I want to end all my sentences like that now.
No, there it is. Bounty droid.
Damn.
Oh my.
Droids.
He really doesn't like droids.
I have a suggestion.
Proceed.
We split the reward.
This is acceptable.
Great. Now let's regroup, out of harm's way, and form a plan.
Oh.
Alert. Alert.
Oh. Just work together, guys.
Yeah,
Give us
man.
a badass action scene.
He's in there.
Affirmative.
I hope they partner up throughout this show.
Damn.
Damn, he's like Christian Bale from Equilibrium.
Gun kata stuff.
It appears we are trapped. I will initiate self-destruct sequencing.
Self-destruct?
Whoa, you're what?
I must self-destruct.
Do not self-destruct. Cover me. There's too many.
Yep.
I will initiate self-destruct.
Do not self-destruct. We're shooting our way out. Okay. New plan.
That is awesome.
Beginning self-destruct countdown.
No, stop.
Stop it.
Stop.
Go.
No. Oh shit, he's gonna use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I am like so in love with the designs here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Heh.
Anyone else?
Cause I'm a cowboy.
Wait. They said 50 years old.
Perhaps it could live many centuries.
What?
Sadly, we'll never know.
No.
The asset was to be terminated.
Oh.
Oh man. He has a heart. Aww. Oh, Dave Filoni directed this one. Cool.
Interesting.
I'm glad they're releasing 2 episodes in 1 week because, like, this whole episode is just a bunch of reestablishing, setting up. I mean, there's still some questions. Obviously, the show's meant to leave you with some questions and mystery, especially like baby-looking Yoda. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not Yoda, but it's whatever species that Yoda is, which I'm sure more hardcore Star Wars nuts who are more into the lore will probably have a better sense for. Everything they advertised in the trailer, I thought they really did fulfill and honor here with this pilot episode. Sometimes you get these cool trailers, and I was like hoping this show would be more on the slower moving Western type of vibe, especially when your main character is a bounty hunter in space, and I feel like overall with the world they have set up for us in this first episode, they have really delivered. And I thought in the latter parts of this episode, like the last 10 minutes, we started to get a little bit more of the personality and the emotional flair. Like when he's getting the Beskar steel put on his armor, and then you're seeing like these flashbacks, you know, these little nuggets of, oh, this guy has a really traumatized background. Because I was getting a little bit concerned with, you know, like this is a quiet show, and while I love the atmosphere and the tone and the mood and the visuals are beautiful, and I think it does have this gritty aesthetic to it. Like obviously the show won't go into some hard R territory. They did deliver on giving us a more grim looking side of the underworld, more grounded section of the Star Wars universe, which I do love. Like I'm in love with that. Like it's easy when you see Star Wars stuff to talk about the visuals, the practical effects, and the aesthetics and stuff, but they're captured in a different kind of life here, and I think that's a big part of the draw. When your main character is not really speaking that much, and when you don't get to see his face. I'm all for like the silent type characters, like a Ryan Gosling like character or whatever. But you know, without the emotion there, sometimes I felt like, okay, am I gonna feel detached? Am I gonna feel a little bit cold towards this? But I did notice, like, especially when he's interacting with IG-11, getting more of his on edge, paranoid feel with his dialogue, that I really liked. Every time Pedro Pascal is talking, I love his delivery. When he's getting more emotional and more intense, I really like that. There is a great mystery wraparound to this. But yeah, and I've been talking a lot. John, let me let you talk. Go talk.
No, I thought this
That's a great point, John. More to say. No, sorry.
I I thought this really nicely, the biggest impression it left on me was that it really nicely encapsulated all of those Western tones because, yeah, you have your silent hero who only speaks when it's absolutely necessary or is very economical with his speaking. You know, you see all these different Western tropes play out, you know, he's stranded in the desert, he gets attacked by an animal, he has to learn to tame a horse or a blurg in this case, you know, he forms a momentary partnership with somebody and then, you know, ends it as soon as it leaves his best interests. I thought they did a really nice job of just drawing out the underworld and the desert, the less populated side of the universe. It feels very distinct, but it also feels very Star Wars. I feel like in the films and stuff, we see a lot of big cities and planets that are bustling and stuff like that. So even though this wasn't necessarily the most action-packed premiere, and there is definitely a few solid action sequences, I did like spending time in the life of, like, what is it like to be this bounty hunter character on these solitary missions. I thought the intro was good, you know, what kind of regular day in, day out bounty is he probably on, and then seeing, yeah, as things escalate into some kind of serious underworld bounty that we're working on here, I hope we get to see more of Werner Herzog. And I did think it was an interesting detail that the droid's orders were to absolutely kill the baby, and it seemed as though Werner Herzog's people want to keep that baby alive.
Yeah.
And that's an intriguing, you know, little point of conflict that I have to imagine will grow.
Well, it seems like they're taking a little bit more of these like traditional action hero movie, like you have a target and then he finds the target and I can't kill the target, you know, that kind of element to set up the show with this action hero and then classic Western vibes as well, like we were talking about. I thought the beginning was really smart. I'm not just establishing tone, but really setting up our character, because at first I thought they were doing a save the cat thing, like, okay, he's gonna show up, be a badass, and then this guy
Save
who's
this
clearly,
guy.
and I thought that was a clever mislead because it sets him up like, oh, he's a hero. Look what he did. He took out these bad guys and saved this dude's. Oh wait, he's actually here to capture this guy. Yeah. I thought, that was really clever. But what I will want more from this show as it progresses, because I'm very much aware, like, this is the pilot. This is the first episode, and I think it's very intentional why they want to release 2 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah.
Because it seems like now in the next episode, that's when we're going to get a lot of the emotional pull, a lot of the emotional stakes at hand, because teasing the depth of our main character, I think, is really smart in how they're handling it. You do start off where he's just a silent, cold type, what you expect from Mandalorian bounty hunter character, and then the tease of the flashback, the way he's reacting in a high-stakes situation, even kind of warming up to IG-11, which it's a droid, so it has a chance of coming back, you know? It's not self-destructive.
Maybe there's another one, or it gets repaired.
Because I like the idea of them teaming up or working together, because this Mandalorian character runs by his own rules. And then IG-11 is all about obeying the rules. And it's like you can't really sway the droid because it's a droid. So I like the idea of those two working together and warming up to that, but then him also seeing that it's a baby and being sensitive to that as well. Or even a little nugget of giving money or whatever the currency was to Nick Nolte's character and saying stuff like, you deserve it. You know, seeing more of this depth, like these little details that you pick up on. Or even when he is bonding with the blurg, which I thought the design was great. The music played up this like heroic, triumphant tune to it. I didn't really feel like I was feeling that. I was like, the music's making me feel that, but the scene's not really making me feel that, if I'm being totally honest. But I kind of wonder if you're, when he's like finally writing it.
That could have been stretched or something, or fleshed a little bit,
but
it's not the point.
I imagine for Star Wars fans who are a little bit more exposed to the lore of, the Mandalorians, probably might feel something more for that moment of like, legacy stuff, because he even brought it up, Nick Nolte's character. And Carl Weathers, I thought, was really cool too. Like, everyone seems like they're on the right vibe here.
Yeah,
they're
totally.
all in the right tone and then the right headspace for this. No one feels out of place.
Yeah, and if certain characters don't come back, I don't necessarily think that's bad either, because one of the interesting things is you are traveling through so many distant places, and especially in a Western scenario, it's all about distance too. I wonder who's going to come back and when, because, they got a lot of profile actors to fill these supporting characters. They're all pretty interesting. Everybody they got to show up here made some kind of impression, so I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised either way, I guess, if we did or didn't see some of these people, because like Nick Nolte seems kind of like he's in a very specific position. We might see him as, the Mandalorian tries to leave this planet, but I'm curious as to how this unfolds. I don't have like a million predictions off the bat, so.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah.
I feel like there's still stuff they have to establish
Yeah,
and
totally,
set up
totally.
and make a little bit more clear too.
Yeah.
Because this takes place like a little bit after Return of the Jedi. I think that when it comes to any nostalgic vibes, it's really just from being in the Star Wars world and being back into this more grounded atmosphere. Because this feels and looks like cinematography-wise, music-wise, tone, pacing-wise, very different from the original trilogy, I'd say, at least,
Yeah.
But I think the nostalgic vibes do come in form of some of the designs and the practical effects and the makeup and then certain creatures that you're seeing here and there. I like that it wasn't focusing at all on Skywalker things or Jedi. It is doing its own thing, and I think for a setup, this was exactly what it needed to be. Yeah. Now I'm just hoping I'm more hooked into, character building for the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely foresee them wanting to increase and build that as the show goes along, but I weirdly did feel like I was watching something akin to the older Star Wars a lot more than a lot of the more recent Star Wars stuff. Even though this isn't tonally the same or visually, the design sense is the same, but it's not visually the same. But even so, weirdly, this felt, more spiritually akin to those than a lot of the recent films to me for whatever reason.
It felt more naturally akin.
It felt more naturally akin,
Yeah,
and I think it's in the way that it moved. Like there's something about the pacing. It's like the original Star Wars films are rollicking, but I feel like the newer ones are paced differently and orchestrated with a different sense of gloss. I think too, having prominent puppet characters and stuff like that, like Nick Nolte, you can tell that he's a puppet and his mouth doesn't quite articulate.
Mocap. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure
but
the way the mouth
articulates,
articulates,
especially when the mouth was like the mouth wasn't forming in a way that matched.
Yeah, and they do that in the new movies, but just like things like that, they all came together to make this feel like a natural extension of Star Wars that has new things involved.
Yeah.
And props to just, if that's Pedro Pascal or whoever, just the body language. I thought he did a lot with body
he's
language.
definitely in the suit.
Yeah.
I bet he opted to make sure the mask never comes off, so that way no one could ever tell when there's a stunt double.
Yeah, that way he and Carl Urban can fight for cred over who kept their mask.
It was me the whole time. All those action scenes, it was always me.
Always me. I learned all the stuff.
And in terms of grounded action with like blasters and stuff, this is some of my favorite. The Star Wars movies, I think I often think of the big space battles or the Jedi fights, but the blaster action, I think
Blaster
Rogue One did a pretty
secondary.
cool job. I don't know if I would consider this the best of it. However, I feel like this show is probably going to offer the best we've seen.
Yeah. I feel like you see a lot of blasters in Star Wars held by characters who cannot aim every stormtrooper, and thus they feel very unimportant. And then when you're thinking of combat hand to hand, you're thinking lightsabers. So here you're dealing with people who are all blaster folks.
Yeah. Some of the choreography and the stage setting of it was some of the best, as opposed to just hide, shoot, shoot. All right, guys. Well, did you like the first episode of The Mandalorian? Are you excited for it? Comment below. You guys can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. You get notified whenever we got a YouTube video up. Make sure to check us out on Patreon for all those reactions that we talked about, including this one. And I'd like to end this with a Patron of the Day shout out to a woman named Adelia Chamberlain. Adelia, I know you got your Disney Plus subscription. I know you're a huge Star Wars fan. And I just wanted to end this one on a very sincere note with saying, I really appreciate you. I love chatting with you. I know sometimes you feel like that when we're talking or we're having too much of a lengthy dialogue back and forth, but I just think you're very sweet and you really connect with me and you mean a lot to me. I feel like I'm gonna get teary eyed. Holy crap! You mean a lot to me. So I just wanted to say thank you for being you and being willing to be vulnerable. I mean, okay.
You're the Manda Chamberlain. Yeah. You're the Manda Chamberlain, and you're gonna bring our hearts in, dead or alive.
Like these shadows supposed to be funny, and I'm like so not headed down that path right now.
It's okay. Yeah. Heartfelt is just as good.
Yes.
Look at all those late night shows who get serious once in a while.
Thank you, Adelia. You rock.
Much love.